Welcome back. You're watching India Ahead News. My name is Kitty Bell. In this special edition, we are going to be joined by two medical experts who would answer all your queries here. We have Dr. Usha M. Kumar, who's a senior consultant, Max Hospital.
Cure and it's going to hit the problem because they are thinking of creating herd immunity. And according to the scientists, until unless the 60 to 80% of the population is not getting affected, till then we will not be able to attain the herd immunity. So we are far away from that goal, and if we try to infect the young people to attain the immunity or to for herd immunity, so it's like endangering the life of young people, and moreover, these young people can transmit the disease for the elderly people in the country and those with the comorbidity. So, and moreover, it's not in the terms of mortality. That is not only the problem. We do understand in the young patient the mortality is lower than the older one. But again, the young patients, that is not the only concern. But this virus can damage the heart, brain, lungs, and kidney as well. So it's like endangering the young population, and its human cost is going to be unmeasurable. I'm an allopathic doctor, so I'm not the right person to comment on that. But still, as far as I know about these medications, these are the Ayurvedic medication, and basically to boost the immunity of the patient so that if they even contract the infection, the severity is not going to be that much. So whole idea is that, and they're targeting basically the high-risk population, the healthcare workers. Actually, honestly speaking, I'm not sure how much it's going to be helped, but definitely anything which can boost up the immunity, that is the most important thing. Because if your immunity is strong, definitely the chances of contracting infections are going to be less. Not only that, besides that, there is a high possibility the severity of the infection is also going to be less. And let's see what how the trial goes on, how it is really very effective or not. Even I am very curious to know about it. And regarding the use of hydroxychloroquine medicine, this is the role is controversial. The panel in US, they have discouraged to use it as prophylactic or for the treatment of the COVID virus disease. But definitely, it's your own call whether to take medicine or not. According to some studies, if you take this medication, this helps to the COVID virus go to your lungs. So that again, even if you are getting infected, symptoms are going to be mild. You will not have severe symptoms. The possibility of going to ICU, ventilatory support, and going in the acute respiratory distress syndrome is going to be less. So this trial is also they are planning and they are doing it for the patients high-risk group, and basically for the healthcare workers, because we are on the day-to-day routine practice very close contact with the COVID virus patients. So there is a high-risk areas where we can definitely try it, and I think nothing can be good more than this. It's really effective and really protects us against the COVID virus infection. But I think that the severity, as far as whatever I have read literature about it, the severity is definitely going to be lower in the patients. So prophylactic use is good, but the hydroxychloroquine tablets should be taken keeping the side effects in the mind, and they say the combination of the chloroquine and azithromycin is a deadly combination, may not be good for all, but it should be taken with the caution. The loss of a smell, it can happen in any seasonal flu infection, and but the loss of taste is something different. And this can happen, what I have read about it, that this can happen isolated ways, without having other symptoms, but some other symptoms should be kept in the mind, like earlier there was the headache and low-grade fever and dry cough was there, but nowadays they say the chills are there. If there is pressure symptoms in the chest or chest pain and high-grade fever, so along with that loss of smell, they said, and the loss of taste could be the possibility. I'm really not sure whether this, I still have to hear from the patients whether this loss of smell can be there alone symptoms in absence of other symptoms. I mean, I'm really not very sure about
Okay.
it. Tell you, and it's very something very surprising. Day before yesterday, I was reading somewhere the temperature with the virus, which can damage the virus. You'll be very surprised to know about it. This is 56 degrees centigrade. If you expose the virus for more than 30 minutes, then only the virus can be destroyed. So I don't think this temperature has to make any difference in the spread of the virus. And moreover, of course, the doubling time is going high. That it depends on the number of the basic cases. So if the basic number of the cases is high, like 5,000 has already happened in Delhi. So if the basic number is high and the doubling time is now become less, 9 days, so it is happening, and we are approaching toward the summers. So I don't think it is really helping us to reduce the number of the cases. And humidity, as well known, any seasonal flu, it's the tendency is more to get spread during reduce the number of the cases. And humidity, as well known, any seasonal flu, it's the tendency is more to get spread during rainy days. So I think temperature is not going to make much of a difference. And as such, I mean, we are approaching toward the rainy days also in the July. So as Dr. Randeep Guleria he said, it's going to be the second. The cases are going to be surged in between any time in between May to August. So it looks like June, July is going to be the time. In how many duration of the time, like if we are having 1 lakh of the cases and it's going to be doubled in another whatever the number of the cases, number of the days we will take as a doubling days. Like if it's getting double 1 to 2 lakh in 10 days, that means the doubling time is 10. So this is what about the doubling time. And if the doubling time is going to be less, that means the disease spread is it's spreading faster. So I think it depends on so many factors. Like earlier we were having still the lockdown is going on, but there is now the graded lockdown. There's many relaxation at many places, and people, they are desperate. In some WA colonies, they are also trying to, they are rather demanding to cut the lockdown. So there are a lot of human movement and interaction. These are the two factors. It affects doubling time. It's a lot of human mobility in the surrounding area, and there is a lot of human interaction. Definitely, these are the two big factors. Migration, the migrant workers are going home, and there's relaxation in the lockdown rules and regulation. I mean, there's so many factors. This is the reason why the doubling time is coming less, and moreover, the basic number of the cases is already higher than it was previous. The thing is, this RNA virus has got surface glycoprotein. These are the spike glycoprotein, and so far we have studied 84 strains of the virus, and 50% of them they found mutated. So there is a change in the sequence of the protein on the surface glycoprotein or spike glycoprotein, and this is the main thing. With that, the virus is getting attached to the ACE receptor cells in the lungs. So change in the protein sequence basically, so whatever the immunity we are having in the body, that antibodies are not able to fight back against the mutated virus, and this is the reason the new mutated virus is more contagious. So this is one of the thing. And another thing, if we talk about the vaccine, they say the mutation is not happening at a critical point of the spike glycoprotein. So one vaccine is going to kill all type of virus, all the mutated virus. It's not going to affect the preparation of vaccine. That is another thing. And third thing, what they were talking about, that the mutated virus is not having any difference in the number of the patients are getting hospitalized. So we have nothing to worry about it. The mutation of the virus is a natural phenomenon happening to all virus, all seasonal flu viruses. Virus has to mutate. The thing is, the mutation of the virus, we have to keep close watch. And as so far it's not happening, so it's not going to affect the vaccine preparation, and the number of the hospitalization is not getting affected. Only thing, it's going to be little more contagious. I mean, the virulence, that is the infection capacity, and infecting to the other patients is going to be little higher. Like in, they say
Okay.
the infectious capacity of the viruses are not, that is, one person can infect 2 or 3 patients. So maybe because of these mutations, the capability of virus to infect other people is going to be higher. Maybe one patient who is having infection is possible to infect 5 or 10 more people. So it's going to be more contagious. That's the main concern to worry about.
Okay, all right. So there is not really much to worry. Well, thank you very much to Dr. Usha Kumar and Dr. Chinnababu here for joining us for this discussion.